New numbers show a record number of people visited national park sites in 2024. But now we're finding out some Park Service buildings may shutter, including here in Minnesota. Jennifer Hoff joins us to explain. Jennifer?
Julie, the Trump administration calls this a cost-cutting move, terminating 34 leases across the country. The most notable here, a visitor center that overlooks the part of the Mississippi River designated a national park nearly 40 years ago.
Guys, one at a time in there.
The visitor center may be small, tucked away at the Science Museum of Minnesota, but it's devoted to one of the state's biggest draws.
And that's this park.
That John Anfinson worked on for 40 years.
I know the Twin Cities and the Mississippi River very, very well.
Anfinson used to oversee the Mississippi National River and Recreation Area, a 72-mile stretch running through 21 towns. Congress designated a national park in 1988.
Everything the park does is in partnership with somebody.
Except the Trump administration is planning to reduce federal property leases, targeting 34 across the country, including that park's visitor center and its headquarters where 20 people work, an agreement Anfinson estimates is worth more than $300,000.
In the government budget, it's immeasurably small. It's tiny. I guess what they're looking at is what is the cumulative savings.
Leading people left to now speak out.
Save the park!
Including the nonpartisan group Defending Parks, saying the news leaves these spaces and employees in limbo.
Are they going to continue to be funded to be able to move to a new space or decide to renew in that space if they want to? It's really about, will they have federal funding to have space for their employees?
Anfinson says the selection wasn't strategic, only compounding the park's problems after the administration also laid off 1,000 employees last month.
Thank you!
Worried it won't be just buildings, but ultimately parks that start to close.
If you want to save money, give the Park Service a budget number to hit, but let them decide how they hit it. How do you have a national park that doesn't have an office or a visitor center? That's the real threat, is are they going to take the money too?
That visitor center, by the way, has been in the lobby of the Science Museum since 2011. A spokesperson there saying its closure would be a tremendous loss for the community, noting it's also not aware of any steps taken to terminate the lease as of now, which is up the end of September. I reached out to all of our congressional leaders to get further insight, to ask questions about this process. And as of news time, Julie, we have not heard back from any one of them.
So you mentioned that they were saying there doesn't seem to be rhyme or reason to why it's closing, but they don't know why. Do we know if it was based on the number of people who visit or how this decision was ultimately made?
I think those are good questions we would have liked to have asked some of our leaders. John, who we spoke to in the story there, is saying maybe this is based solely on when those leases are up. So he is saying maybe it's something rooted in timing of these leases.
Because their lease happens to be coming up.
But even that, he says, is not a reason to start just randomly cutting things.
All right, we'll be following it. Thank you, Jennifer.